So I want to talk about Lyra a little bit, just because Lyra's Kyber necklace, she actually takes that during some of Galen's research, the Kyber crystals and stuff. It's in the Darth Vader Annual #2, which I think we've all read, I think, because I think that annual was in amidst the 2017 Vader comics, or at least it's connected to it. I've just forgotten completely. She could also feel the Force. She couldn't fully dip into it, and then it was unknown if she connected with the Church of the Force. Church of the Force is a generally non-Force sensitive group of people who worshipped the Force in a lot of ways and appreciate the Jedi. The most famous member of the Church of the Force would be Lor San Tekka. He's the old gentleman at the start of The Force Awakens who gives the map of Luke Skywalker, the segment to it, to Poe and BB-8 on Jakku, and then gets killed by Kylo Ren and stuff. There's the book, which I mentioned in the Andor discussions, Catalyst, a Rogue One novel, and that goes into a lot more about Galen Erso and Lyra, and like they're living in the Empire, and all that kind of stuff. And then you've got the book Rebel Rising, which is all about Jyn Erso, and her life with Saw Gerrera, and stuff like that. So I think James Luceno did Catalyst, and I think Beth Revis did Rebel Rising. But how do we feel about that first scene?
This resonates more having watched Andor.
Yeah.
So again, if I think back to when I was watching it in the cinema, you've got the familiar uniforms and stuff, and you don't really know what's going on. You don't know who the characters are. So it's like, oh, okay. And someone gets shot and it's like, oh, whoop-de-doo. But I think when Jyn Erso actually escapes and, you know, she's rescued by Saw Gerrera, one of the things I think this movie does an unbelievable job, and Tony Gilroy, what an absolute legend. I hadn't realised he wrote one of my favourite movies from the 90s, so Devil's Advocate. I didn't realise until I looked it up, and I was like,
I didn't know that.
Oh,
That's my favourite, probably my favourite Keanu Reeves movie after The Matrix and John Wick.
It is such a good movie. That's Tony Gilroy as well. So well written, so well put together. So yeah, opening scene I thought was really well done. And actually what took me by surprise watching it this time was what you alluded to before, just the pace of it. You know, just have a little conversation, kill his wife. Jyn escapes, and then he's whisked off to the Empire.
Do you agree? Let us know in the comments. We'd love to have a conversation with you. And don't forget to check out Star Wars Chit-Chat on YouTube and on any podcast app so you can hear the discussion in its entirety.